Hi, welcome to my first video. My name is Espresso. Well, technically not my first video, but my first video that isn't a stream. Today I'd like to share one of my favorite games in the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, Pizzeria Simulator. And I'd like to share why I love this game so much. I'll split this video into segments of each part of the game. Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, or Fnaf 6, is a game made by Scott Cawthon. This game was released on December 5th, 2017, and it was a huge surprise to the public when it came out. When he was first teasing the game on his website, it was an 8-bit style game, and that's where it's got the Pizzeria Simulator name from. And nowhere was it seen that it was going to be an actual game. So when players first started the game, they were surprised when Scrap Baby showed up after the Freddy glitch pizza minigame. I love this game so much for a wide range of reasons. The animatronic designs, the gameplay, don't get mad at me, but yes, I like the jump scares. And the ambience is one of my favorite in all of the FNAF games. Let me start with the scrap animatronics. Let's start with Molten Freddy. Funtime Freddy was one of my favorite characters in Sister Location, and I love the new style mask head that Molten Freddy has. I like all the small redesigns that Scott did to his characters in this game. The body is entered, but like a more spaghetti-like, wired, jumbled mess. You can see the eyes in the character's body and how detailed every little wire is. Like, you can just tell that, it's like, I love it. Let's move on to Scrap Baby, shall we? She has to be one of my favorite characters in Pizzeria Simulator. Well, let's first start with the giant claw in her hand, the main part of her design, which could be the one that she used in Sister Location to scoop Elizabeth Afton. I like the individual wired hair and the small detail everywhere on the body, and the small bits of colored hair are a nice touch in a colorful way. I like her roller skating shoes. Like, imagine what she could have done when the actual restaurant was open, like giving all of the food to the customers on roller skates, kind of like how the workers at Sonic could do it. I like the two little colored things in her chest. I also honestly don't know what those are, but I like them. But I've also never noticed, but there's like a little crown thing too. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but it fits really well. And the small exposed wires on her back are a nice finishing touch. Now let's go on to Scrap Trap. I know that we all have our hate for Scrap Trap's design. But what I do like about his design is the arm, and how it's like a little stabby stick thing. His arm just looks like a little pointy needle. Imagine if he was threatening you and just was like, yeah, just stabbing you with his arm. Yeah. It kinda looks like a messed up knife. It has one of the coolest back alley photos. Look at that. It's pretty nice in my opinion. The veins on him do look a tad bit fake, but let's be honest, modeling takes time to perfect. And it still shows the amount of agony that William Afton went through. I mean, you can see his skull and his brain. I think that's supposed to be his brain. But it also shows that the suit went through a lot. We're not going to explain the feat because I can't. Well, Scott was doing his absolute best, like, how are you supposed to make a perfect design of Springtrap? Then how are you supposed to, make another perfect design? You can't. So Scraptrap was kind of the best thing that we can get. Let's move on to Lefty. Lefty, one reason that Lefty goes well with this cast is because it's one clean animatronic with 3 other ruined and broken animatronics. So it's a nice touch and makes you go, wow, this character looks so clean. Why isn't this one broken and the others are? I like Lefty's design because of the black and the red contrast really well together. And of course we all love the lore of how the puppet is inside of Lefty. It's like the puppet's own version of the springlock suit that Afton had. I just love Lefty's design. Plus, fun fact, did you know that Lefty's mic is in his left hand? Take a look. Now, let's get into the jump scares. You can't tell me that didn't scare you the first time you saw it. I know it scared me and made me jump the first time I saw it. And I see everyone saying how it's just a PNG jump scare, but hey, it's still a jump scare. And whenever I see people playing this game in 2024, I still see people jumping and screaming because it is still genuinely scary to some people. Like, it's a jump scare. Doesn't matter how bad it is, but it's still scary. Now let's go on to the simulator part of the game. I love the simulator part because, it just makes you think how you should be spending your money and keep grinding money on the mini games. Like, there's so many mini games and so many secrets in those mini games. There's a variety everywhere in this one segment. I'm surprised Scott came out with this game so fast. I enjoy the creative part of this game and how every fan can design their own pizzeria and just do whatever they want with it. There's so many characters in this game. There's an achievement which gives you more money and more items and even more creativity. I love this game. The salvage part of the game is a nice way of showing your threats right in front of your face. I think it's perfect. It's like showing you that these characters will kill you. Like, you have to face your threat before you go against it. And that's one reason why I like this segment so much. Sure, the waiting for the whole tape player can be a little boring, but I enjoy the creepy tape player noises and the checklist part, if they moved or not. Speaking of the checklist, I enjoy this part because it also shows you that these characters are still alive and going out for you. Just keeping it out of your sight with a single sheet of paper makes it scary, and that you can't keep your eyes off them or they will attack you. And I like how they have the most littlest movements sometimes that you don't even notice. The office segment has some of the best ambience and gameplay I've seen in a Fnaf game. Like, you aren't just in a sit and survive game and you have to wait it out. No, you have to actually finish a task, and once you finish a task, it makes you actually feel accomplished whenever you beat a night. And that is one reason why I love this game so much. It makes you work for the end result, and I do like that the more money you have from the simulator part of the game, you can upgrade your stuff and help you throughout the entire week. I do also enjoy the animatronic mechanics that you need to keep them away with an audio lure. And when they do get in your office, in the big vents on both the sides of you, I enjoy the horror aspect that you're required to sit and wait and listen. Most horror games now just make you run away from a monster or something along those lines. But the quiet atmosphere and the listening to the quiet noises on top of all that, and your noise level, how you have to deal with the heat, it just makes perfect in every way possible. The whole game puts you on your toes. And I haven't seen anything like that in a horror game in a long while. As a horror fan, I haven't seen that in a while. And that right there is why I love Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. Now feel free to share your opinions in the comments below, because I can see both points on why people love and dislike this game. But I wanted to share my experience of why I love this game so much, and you should give it another try if you put the game down. See ya!